Here's a cool idea of something to make with those frames that you can get for $1 in the dollar bin at Target and Michael's. I have some supplies here from Tombow and Pretty Little Studio that they sent me. You'll also need some scissors, magnets, and those dollar picture frames. So this is for a blog hop between Tombow and Pretty Little Studio. So they sent me this fun product, and basically the paper's super pretty. So I wanted a project where I could still see the paper. If I put this in a scrapbook, then I probably wouldn't see it maybe more than once a year. So to put the paper on the inside of the frames, just take the paper that comes packaged with the frame and then use your Tombow stamp runner to apply adhesive to that paper, just like I'm doing here, and then stick it to the back of your pretty pattern paper. Use some scissors to trim that, and this works great for shaped frames too, because I don't like trying to guess like what size that circle is. I'll just cut out the same paper. You might need to trim your paper to get it to fit back in your frame. Go ahead and secure that in. And then I'm using lots of little bits and pieces here from Pretty Little Studio. They have die cuts that are already made, as well as these printed sheets of labels and things that you can cut out. Now these labels are copper foil, so they're super pretty, really, really on trend. And the copper foil of the labels is going to match the copper foil on that polka dot paper. Now I'm taking some of that polka dot paper and some of that mint stripe paper and running it through the Sizzix machine with this Brenda Walton bow die. This is going to make a really pretty paper bow. And again, it's going to coordinate with everything because I'm using that same paper that I used inside of the frames. Now if your frames aren't the right color, you can paint them with some spray paint or acrylic paint to make them match. And this is a great thing to do if you have paper where you just love, love, love it, but you don't want to like put it in a scrapbook where you're not going to ever see it again. So here I'm using my Tombow stamp runner to again add some adhesive to the middle of the bows and layer those together. Now this paper bow is going to stay together, but it's not going to be like the most durable thing ever. So this is great for like a decorative project, and later I can take this bow off and put it on a gift or something like that if I decide that I want to use it in that way. Now this Tombow stamp runner adhesive is going to help stick that all together. I also am just trying to kind of maneuver things and see, okay, where do I want this? Where's it going to look good? I wanted to keep these frames so that I could still potentially put a photograph in the middle later. So I'm using these Tombow adhesive tabs. They're clear. They have craft paper on the back, but they're actually clear. They're one of my favorite adhesives from Tombow because they're like a giant like adhesive dot, but it's a square and it's thicker, and they're really easy to fold and manipulate. You can cut them apart. And I'm sticking this to the frame. Now later, if I decide I want to use this bow on another project, I can just pop it right off. So the adhesive's strong enough that it'll stay stuck there for years, but if I want it off, I can just pop it right off. I have this really cute little package of butterflies from Pretty Little Studio, and I dumped those little die cuts out so that I can position those on my frame. And then on my other frame, I'm using that label as well as the cute little fox die cut from Pretty Little Studio. Again, I'm using this adhesive so that I can peel this off later. If the adhesive doesn't come off, you can use an adhesive removing solution like Undo or Goo Gone. Once I have all my items positioned, again, I'm using some more of those Tombow adhesive tabs on the back of the little fox die cut, and then I'm using some foam tabs on the little label cutout. Now the foam tabs don't peel off that easily, so I'm sticking them to the fox die cut and not to my frame. Now on the butterfly frame, I am sticking the 3D foam little square things to the frame, and that's going to leave a residue and it's going to stay stuck on there. I'm okay with that because when I do put a picture in here, I'm just going to make it a really small one that kind of goes to the side. Once you have your stuff all decorated on the cover or on the front of your little frame, we're going to turn it over and add some magnets to the back. There's also these little heart die cuts that came from Pretty Little Studio with some sequins, and I'm just going to add the little heart there as a sentiment. You could use sticker letters if you wanted to, but I thought the heart was kind of a fun way to bring it all together. Now for the magnets, I could hot glue them on here, but that's going to be permanent. So I'm using some Tombow Extreme Putty to mount those magnets to the backs of the frames. It's going to stay stuck on, but if I decide in a few months that I don't want these to be magnets anymore, I can just peel that mounting putty right off and use those magnets on another project. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you liked this fun way to alter dollar store frames. Hit that link to go over to the blog so that you can enter our giveaway and follow along on the rest of the hop. Bye!